Welcome to Whispers of the Taken, where every mystery is a voice lost in the shadows. Like, subscribe, and share to help bring these stories back into the light. And if something speaks to you, drop a comment. Even the quietest voice can echo the loudest truth.
The following video is based on public information and intended for educational and informational purposes only. All media used falls under fair use. This content does not accuse or defame anyone, and viewers are encouraged to draw their own conclusions.
Raja Raghuvanshi woke up on the morning of May 11th, 2025, with a smile that stretched from his heart to his face. His wedding day had finally arrived, a day he had envisioned so many times before, now becoming real. He straightened his collar in the mirror, his reflection looking back at him full of hope, nerves, and excitement. Today, he would marry Sonam, the woman he believed was his soulmate. He had spent countless hours planning every detail, writing his vows carefully, word by word, making sure they reflected the depth of his love and the future he longed to share with her. To Raja, Sonam was quiet but elegant. She didn't always show her emotions openly, but he had convinced himself that she loved deeply, just silently. He gave her patience, compassion, and the benefit of the doubt. After all, no one is perfect, and love, true love, requires seeing the best in someone even when their flaws begin to show. Their relationship hadn't always been perfect, but what relationship is? He believed their marriage would bring them closer, deepen their connection, and give them both a chance to build something lasting. He didn't know that. Even as he stood there buttoning his sherwani, Sonam had already decided when his story would end. Their wedding ceremony was modest but beautiful. Family and friends gathered, unaware of the storm brewing beneath Sonam's composed exterior. Raja beamed as he stood beside her, full of hope for their future. He spoke his vows with conviction, pouring every ounce of love he had into his words. She repeated hers with a measured tone, looking into his eyes. But behind that gaze, there was no future being imagined, only an exit strategy. Even as Raja kissed his bride, she was already preparing to become a widow. The honeymoon was Raja's idea, a getaway to the lush, rainy hills of Meghalaya. He had read about the waterfalls, the peace of the forests, the beauty of places like Sohra and Wei Saodong. It felt like the perfect escape for a new beginning. To him, it was more than a vacation. It was a sacred time to bond, to laugh, to share secrets and memories that would form the foundation of a marriage. He imagined candlelit dinners, hand-in-hand walks in the rain, soft conversations in the quiet of the mountains. What he never imagined, what he could never have prepared for, was that this trip would be his last. They rented a scooter, explored scenic routes, took photos as most honeymooners would. Raja was content. His heart was full. He didn't know that every step they took deeper into Meghalaya was another step closer to a trap that had already been set. Sonam remained composed, playing the role of a new bride, but her mind was elsewhere. According to the investigation, she had been carrying on a secret relationship with another man, Raj Kushwaha, from Indore, long before the wedding. While Raja had been writing vows, Sonam had been sending messages to her lover. And the deeper she went into this affair, the more Raja became a problem that had to be solved. Police allege that Sonam manipulated Raj Kushwaha, convincing him that their love could never be free as long as Raja was alive. And whether blinded by obsession or drawn in by Sonam's influence, Raj agreed to a plan that would change everything. He wasn't alone. 3 more. Young men from Madhya Pradesh were pulled into the scheme. Some say they were friends of Raj, others believe they were promised money or loyalty. Together, they traveled to Meghalaya under the radar, merging with the environment, while Sonam and Raja played out the honeymoon fantasy. To Raja, the strangers they met may have seemed like harmless locals, fellow travelers, or guides. There was no reason to fear. He trusted Sonam, and by extension, trusted anyone she brought into their orbit. That's the cruelest part. He died, never knowing he was betrayed, never seeing it coming. On May 23rd, Raja was last seen alive. A local guide would later recall seeing him with Sonam and 3 men in the hills near Sora. Maybe he thought it was a group hike. Maybe Sonam said they were joining them for a walk to one of the waterfalls. Whatever was said, it was enough for Raja to follow. What happened next is largely reconstructed from forensic evidence. His throat was slit. A machete and a bloodied raincoat were later recovered from the site. His body was tossed into a ravine beneath the Wei Saodong Falls like it was nothing. For 10 days, Raja lay alone, his body broken, his blood washed away by the rushing waters below. When he was found on June 2nd, he was barely recognizable. His family, who had been desperately hoping for a safe return, were now faced with the truth no one should ever have to hear. Their son, their brother, their friend, had been murdered on his honeymoon by the one person he trusted most. As police began to unravel the details, the story grew darker. CCTV footage, phone records, and witness accounts began to paint a picture no one could believe. Sonam was not only complicit, she may have been the mastermind. Investigators believe she helped lure Raja to his death, communicated with the killers, and possibly even watched it happen. When confronted, she did not confess. She surrendered quietly. Her alleged lover, Raj Kushwaha, and 3 others were arrested. One suspect remains at large. Her family now claims she was framed. But the evidence, cold, hard, undeniable, says otherwise. Raja Raghuvanshi will never know what really happened behind his back. He'll never know what texts were exchanged or what promises were made in secret. He'll never know how long Sonam had been planning his death. But what we do know is this. Raja was a good man. He believed in love. He believed in marriage. He believed in Sonam. And it was that belief, his trust, his open heart, that was used as the weapon against him. He deserved to grow old, to build a family, to tell the story of his honeymoon as the happiest trip of his life. Instead, it became a funeral without witnesses. Now, as the case makes its way through India's courts and headlines, Raja's voice risks being lost beneath the noise of speculation and denial. But here, we remember him, not for the way he died, but for the life he lived, the love he gave, and the promises he meant with all his heart. Promises that deserved to be returned. Promises that deserved to be kept. Thank you for staying until the end. That alone means you care. If Gabriel's story moved you, or if you believe justice still matters, please like this video and subscribe to help keep these stories alive. Share it so others don't forget. And let us know your thoughts in the comments. Because the more voices we gather, the louder the whispers become.